This is Anton. Today I want to make a recording on the question of, has destiny brainwashed me? Because out there in the internet there are some people who are claiming that destiny is brainwashing people. So I want to answer this question for myself. Has destiny brainwashed me? This is a very good question. I mean, destiny is after all a group of people, and they have information, they have ideas, they have tools, self-help tools. And in our world, we have seen many groups, so many groups that have claimed to help people and misled them. And so this is a very good question to ask. Has destiny brainwashed me? So let me take one point to discuss this question. With the point being starvation, poverty, and hunger in this world. Using this point, let me answer this question. So, as you all know, I grew up in Sri Lanka, which is a third world country, and lots of poverty in that country. So when I was growing up, I remember going to a church or school or any public place or downtown or anywhere, you will see tons of poor people, like beggars, and they are begging for food, they're begging for money, they're begging for even little children, they will come and beg from you. So beggars and begging, poverty and poor people are all around you in Sri Lanka. Like, I mean, there's no escape. Even if you're in a bus, you will see poor people. Sometimes people will get in, they don't have money for the bus ticket. And so what did I do then? I always had this urge, like feeling like, why so many poor people? Why can't we do something? But the thing is, there's nothing to do. I cannot do anything. At that time, I was clearly, I mean, I was very sure that there is nothing to be done. I mean, there are so many political parties in Sri Lanka. Should I vote for this party? Should I vote for that party? Should I vote for the third party? No matter who is in power, poor people remain poor. Poverty is growing and growing. People are starving, and that problem, there was never no change in that problem. So I was conditioned, like everyone else in society, to say, well, what can we do? That was the statement. What can I do and what can we do? I mean, no matter who is in power, the problem is same. But yet everyone had a feeling of wanting to help, wanting to stop this situation, wanting to do something for these people. But yet no one really had the method or the to how can we bring this problem to an end, how can we bring poverty to an end, how can we bring corruption to an end, how to solve all these people from starving and begging and all those stuff. There was no way. There's no tool, no political party, no organization. So what we do, we go to charity. We give money to Red Cross or some organization. There's some organization here who will collect your money, and they'll say, okay, let's do some charity. Let's run some organization for the poor, orphanage for the poor, and things like that. So we get used to the idea of charity, and everyone is fine. Then everything is okay. So we were brainwashed by society to believe that charity was the way, and everyone, will go to Sunday mass, do something, give some money to the church. The church will say, give the money for the poor. So we give the money for the poor. Everything is okay. All is well. But is it? So this is how I was in Sri Lanka and for many years. And accept and allow, accept with charity, or accept with justification, accept with the idea of karma. Now in India they will say, well, this guy is poor because that is karma. So because he is karma, we cannot do anything. If you have some extra food, yeah, give to him. But other than that, don't feel sorry or this and that, because that's his bad karma. So he's poor, he's suffering, he's dying on the road because that's his bad karma. So this is the accepted and allowed way how we justified poverty, poor people. This is how we handle starvation. This is how we handle homelessness. This is how we handle stress, mental stress. When somebody is breaking down, we'll say, well, that's too bad. That's his bad luck. There was no way to help, and even if you want to help, there was no way to help. That's the thing. There were many people who, I'm sure, I thought about helping them, but I don't know how. Which party should I go after? This political party or that party? This organization or that organization? They are all corrupt. They are not doing anything. So we kind of become indifferent over time. We get used to it. Get used to the poor people. Get used to the beggars. They'll every day about half a dozen beggars will come. You just learn to shut the door after a while. Your senses just block them out. So this is how we lived. This is how I lived, rather. So then I joined Desteni about 3 years ago. Did self-forgiveness, participate in self-forgiveness, and then I was reading in their website about world starvation, how much they are starving, the statistics and this and that, and the idea of how to solve this, and how to solve world poverty, how to solve world starvation, is by the concept of equality, rather the principle of equality, and put this principle into practice in a very simple way. That's called equal money system, and equal labor system, equal education system, equal water system, equal housing system, equal healthcare system, things like that. Now this will be implemented through the Equal Life Party. And now once I read all this, once I study this in a very reasonable way, I study this. At the beginning, of course, I was skeptical too. Then because we are so brainwashed, so much conditioned, so much pre-programmed to accept and allow the poverty and the starvation. We are not programmed to solve them for everyone in this world. We are programmed to accept it. That's how it is. That's the way it is. Time will heal, or God will heal. Something will happen, but I don't have to do anything. That is the programming, society programming that I was used to all this time. But with Desteni, the game plan changed. It is now, after doing self-forgiveness, of course I had to do a lot of self-forgiveness, and I have to study this material, and in that I see the common sense that I can no longer accept and allow the starvation in this world. I can no longer accept and allow the poverty in this world. I can no longer accept and allow homelessness. I can no longer accept and allow illiteracy. I have to do something. And that doing something is not about joining that party or this party, or going after that member of parliament or this member of parliament and writing letters to the editors. No. All those old PR systems, political lobbying, they are not what we are talking about. We are talking about two things. Self-forgiveness. I must forgive myself and rebirth myself here as life. That's the first thing I have to do. So then I become an effective agent of change. Then I change by implementing the equal money and equal labor for everyone. And this now becomes a responsibility. Getting the Equal Life Party in office and getting equal money system and equal labor system in making the law of the land becomes a self-responsibility. Now world poverty, starvation, homelessness, equal education, equal health care for everyone is my problem. It is my responsibility. I cannot pass the buck. I cannot be indifferent. I cannot neglect them like I used to in Sri Lanka. So this is what destiny has done to me. It has made these world problems, so-called world problems that exist out there, the destiny has made this problem as my problem. It has made me the responsible agent for the problems out there. I am responsible for the world poverty. I am responsible for starvation and hunger and homelessness, etc. Because I am responsible for these problems, now I have to act. And for acting also, there's a solution in place. There's a workable, practical, sustainable solution called equal money system and equal labor system is in place. All we have to do is to spread the word, teach people, and get Equal Life Party in office, and then we will implement these things. Okay, so I have come from Sri Lanka to here. In this journey, I have gone from indifference, giving excuses, to taking self-responsibility. Indifference to poverty and starvation, to taking responsibility for poverty and starvation of this world. So that shift has happened. But over there, everyone in society did the same thing. Everyone said indifferent. Karma was an excuse. But here, we are changed. We are changed through the tool of self-forgiveness, and we are taking responsibility. So that's a beautiful thing. Now let's go back to the question of has destiny brainwashed me? Common sense. Let's look at it. Is it brainwashed? From changing from indifferent to taking self-responsibility, is it? Can you call it brainwashed? I mean, common sense. I am becoming a self-responsible person. This is a gift. This is not a brainwash. Actually, this is cleaning my mind from former brainwash that I used to accept and allow, and now destiny has given me the tools so that I can become responsible and actually do something to bring an end to these problems that we just mentioned. So clearly the answer to the question, has destiny brainwashed me? No way. They have given me the tools instead, and given me the tools: self-forgiveness, self-correction, self-honesty, self-trust. These are the tools from which I can stand up and live as a human being that is good for me and good for everyone else. Thank you. Please join us at destiny.co.za.